MC Sports. It's the Palo Alto Vikings going up against Cupertino. We got a great matchup in store for us today between Palo Alto and Cupertino. Both teams with one loss coming into this game here. Earlier today, we had an appetizer of tonight's game. Palo Alto took the victory 39-6. Alongside me, we have CJ.
And Kieran. I think it's going to be a great one tonight between Paly and Cupertino, but I think Paly has the edge in this one. What do you think, CJ?
Well, I don't know too much about that. I mean, just looking at the team straight away, I mean, Palo Alto's always been, the traditional SCVAL powerhouse. I mean, of course, led by the brother of the great Stanford quarterback, Keller Christ, Jackson Christ. I mean, that guy's just a stud in every sport. And, I mean, 5-1 overall, 1-1 in league, doing really well. But, I can't count Cupertino on. I mean, I watched them last year. They had a really good last-minute comeback, the Mountain View's homecoming game. They had to force a stop on 4th and inches, and they did that. But it's going to be an interesting game all around for this.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Thayer Cater, and welcome to Palo Alto, California. Today we have a great matchup between the Palo Alto Vikings and Cupertino. Any initial thoughts, guys, coming into this game? Both teams with one loss. What are we looking for here today?
I think so. So obviously there's Jackson Christ, brother of Stanford quarterback star Keller Christ, but in the huddle before today's game, Henley, the cornerback and running back, but junior, 6'1", 160, he was leading that huddle. I think those two will be keys to today's game for Paly to take care of business.
Just looking at Cupertino, I mean, 4-1 overall, 1-0 in their league. Last year I saw them play against Mountain View, who's not always been a great team, and they've gotten better apparently this year. The quarterback still can't pass 10 yards, but that's just beside the point. But last year I definitely saw a guy who you want to take a look at tonight, and that's one of their captains, number 5, Diego Zamora. Zamora led a last-minute overtime 25-yard drive, ending with a really nice about 10-yard slant route into the end zone to beat Mountain View. The defense had to come up with a big stop to hold it, but he definitely did a good job. And just overall, I think that, the team's done better. I mean, I personally believe that Palo Alto is the better team. They have been more consistent overall, but I think that Cupertino at least is going to come in here and fight. I mean, we did see the JV game, and it was a blowout, but Paly's JV, but JV is such a toss-up. You've got so many guys that haven't, hit their, growth spurt yet, haven't gotten to their full potential yet. So it's going to be definitely different between this game and the JV game. And just one more thing, I'd like to make a shout-out to my friend on the Cupertino Pios team, Zach, I know you're out there somewhere, and, well, I hope you get 6 picks tonight, but I know that's not going to happen.
All right, and one of the difference makers so far this year is we have Jameer Shepard. Not only is he explosive, explosive off the line of scrimmage, but he has amazing hands as well. You don't get that combo very often. How will they use him tonight?
Well, I personally think they're going to use him more like, Christian McCaffrey, just really good running back, can handle the ball, gets a couple yards, or they're going to use him as a slot receiver. They'll set him up in side by side, so we're going to set him up, Jackson right behind. We're going to set him up next door. We're going to set him up on screen routes. We're going to set him on some deep fly routes and see what happens. And Kieran.
So here today, it is October, cancer awareness. You see the Paly sideline, many players with pink socks, pink arm sleeves. There was 2 girls in pink out for the coin toss, and I really like what Paly's doing to show their support tonight. As it looks like we are about ready for kickoff. Beautiful moon, and looks like it's going to be a great night for some high school football. Paly to kick.
And here we go. Alex Wayne. Excuse me, Tyler Fong is on to kick it away here.
Diego Zamora, number 5. Is that who's back to receive?
No, I think it's...
Is it 15?
I think it's number 7, Peyton Hicks. Their backup quarterback and the wide receiver free safety. He made some excellent plays last year. I saw it. Really athletic, gets rid of the ball really well as a quarterback.
And here we go. The kick is off, and this game is underway. It is taken into the end zone for a touchback, and they will bring it out to their own 25-yard line.
That ball was drilled, and after watching that play to open, that might show that Paly's kicker has a great leg, maybe setting up some longer field goals than we usually see in high school football.
I mean, the longest one I've seen was, I think it was actually here, and it was about I think it was a 52-yarder. It was by a Wilcox kicker. I don't remember who it was, but that was the longest kick I've ever seen.
Cupertino
Zamora in the pistol. 1st and 10. Zamora takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to the running back, and he is going to take it for a loss.
Zamora on the keeper.
That was actually Zamora keeping it, no handoff, and he looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And something Cupertino is going to definitely have to watch out for is that front 4 of Palo Alto. If you're not looking at them, they're some of the biggest guys I've seen outside of the WCal. I'm going to be honest, I think these guys could take Archbishop Mitty. Kieran, remember that game, yeah? Archbishop Mitty, those little tiny guys. Oh,
that was some great football we had a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Zamora is going to run in to his own run, and the ball is fumbled.
Lost the football.
And they are on top of it, and Cupertino has recovered it. Although there is a replay now, and it is Palo Alto football.
It's the sweeper right there, and it's right on the right side. The entire right side got blown up by the front 4, and that's just excellent defensive football, stripping the ball away and creating a fumble.
Great field position for Paly coming up. They're already in field goal range. What can they do to take an early lead? Just 52 seconds in.
Oh.
And Jackson Chris, the senior, is on the field now. They're stud in the shotgun.
It's weird, though, because 2 years ago, I remember watching him when his brother was still here, and he did not seem as good, and a whistle almost immediately. That's probably going to be a false start.
And it looks like
that was
it's
quick.
coming back. That was an intended pitch to Aiden Chang, but it is coming back.
Oh, hold on.
It looks to be on Paly number 68 as he's having a little talk with the ref.
Although it is called a no play, so there will be no flag on the play, and they will maintain their field position.
Maybe there was 2 flags on the play? Not sure.
Could have offset, yeah.
Chris in the shotgun. Paul Thigh motioned. Chris
Same
is
play, that's
pitched to
fall down immediately.
Aiden Chang, and it is bobbled.
Chris pitch.
Although it is recovered.
To Chang, fumble, but recovered by Chang.
And, that's just. I think Cupertino knew the same play was coming when they run it, and they didn't decide to audible at the line, so they all knew. Probably switched the defense up after that and just knew to punch the hole through.
That line looked big, but they got busted right through on that play.
Same setup. Aiden Chang in the backfield. They're going to throw it across the middle to Jameer Shepard, and it is caught for the Palo Alto touchdown. And a quick start here for the Vikings. Touchdown, Palo Alto.
He got up there as you
good
saw,
basketball.
leaping into the air to make that catch.
That's just an easy, quick slant route right over the middle, but there was nobody there for the Cupertino Pioneers. They had one man right behind trailing, and I think he could have undercut, but just didn't end up reading the play well.
Little trickery here. Tyler Fong on to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. Palo Alto takes the lead, 7-0 here at Viking Stadium.
With 10:30 to go.
What a start from the Palo Alto Vikings.
Yeah, that was great execution by Paly, taking advantage of the early miscue by Cupertino, and they really need to turn it around and marshal a long, solid drive. They need points. Field goal is fine, but they really need points.
That's something Cupertino's definitely going to have to do. I mean, you got Jackson Christ. I mean, he's been shouldering a lot of responsibility, having to live it to his brother's stand. I think he wants to be his own player, but even still, Cupertino's got to be fighting that. They got to be fighting the fans. Palo Alto's got one of the best fan bases in the CPAL, especially every game. It's always seemingly packed.
Tyler Fong on field to kick it away to Cupertino. What's Cupertino's mascot?
Pioneers.
The
kick is off and away. And that is dropped again, and the ball's on the ground, and it looks to be recovered by the Pioneers.
And that's just slightly sloppy right there. I mean, easy, lazy little kick, but it ends up being dropped, and that's going to create a lot of confusion, especially in the back.
And that's errors on back-to-back plays by Cupertino, but their offense and special teams have made errors. Bottom line is they can't make those unforced, stupid errors.
Zamora in the pistol. Motions, and that is handed off to number 32, Agosti.
Hand off to number 34, Joseph Wilson. Up the middle for a 1-yard gain. Second down.
Correction, that was Wilson on the 1-yard gain.
I'm gonna say, if you watch the line though, it's like they got the clearance for Wilson. He just ended up getting bottled up in this one area. So short gain, but could have been a lot worse.
Yep. Sets up 2nd and 6, maybe?
Zamora in the pistol. He's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back, and he is going to scramble. He is going to run down across the 50. What a run from Zamora, and that is a first down for the Pioneers.
It's just bad. I mean, the pocket collapsed pretty quickly, but Zamora's got the legs, and he just has enough speed to get around the outside and turn the corner and then keep going. And the Palo Alto secondary is just all slanted over to the left, to the right side of the field on a play fake.
9:36 to go in the first quarter.
Can you tell the director to get a shot of the scoreboard from the camera? Zamora in the pistol. Zamora takes the snap. He's going to drop back, and he is going to go down. Sacked by number 56, Giffen on the play. The 5'10", 294-pound senior.
56, Kevin Giffen. A loss of 4 yards. 2nd and 14.
And that's just some line getting blown up right there. Bunch pistol formation, and the defensive front just immediately crushed whatever play was going to happen.
And one of the interesting things with this Cupertino team is quarterbacks are usually designed to be that big, tall, skinny dude. But this quarterback, Zamora, is not. He is a running quarterback who is 5'8", 164 pounds.
That's just something that Cupertino has to do. I mean, they don't have a lot
Zamora in the pistol. He is going to pitch it. A little trickery. And Odadson is going to throw deep, and that is incomplete.
That was just one-on-one coverage with Jarrett Reeser, and that just it was Henley. Drop back, and
there is a flag on the play, and
that might be pass interference on Paly.
Well, it's the old NFL favorite this year, the roughing the passer call. Guys, just out of curiosity, how many of those have we seen in the 3 weeks?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2. I lost count.
One of the big controversies is the Clay Matthews calls.
Yeah, I know. We saw that.
Those two plays, they were borderline. They sort of break the rule, but sort of do not. At the end of the day, it is up to the refs to decide, did he land his full body weight on the quarterback? Roughing the passer called on the play. Zamora in the pistol.
2 receivers wide right. 1 in motion.
Zamora is going
Hands
to
off nowhere.
hand it off to Paul Stolo, and he is wrapped up.
And down. Paul Stolo's down. He got crunched on that. 2-man rush right through the line, and it's right at the end of the play. His foot got stuck in the turf and got turned right around.
We have 8:26 left in the first quarter. Once again, that is 8:26 left in the first.
Back to number 24, Don Stewart. Tackled in the backfield by number 68, Alex Dodd, and number 43, Kevin Fuller. There's an injured Pioneer on the field.
We have a current injury timeout. Number 23, Apostolo down on the field. And he hops up and he is limping off the field.
Richardo Rao is taking snaps on the sideline. I don't know if he's going to play or if the snapper's practicing, because Rao's just standing there taking snaps.
Loss of 8 on the play.
2nd and 18. That was a big loss there for the Pios.
And 18.
2nd and 18 coming up for the Pioneers.
The white jerseys, maroon and gold pants, maroon helmets with gold CP on one side and the number on the other, doing the half Alabama routine.
And then Paly with the green tops, green pants, white stripe down the side.
Zamora in the pistol. They're going to send him in motion. And that is a pitch right away to Hicks, but it's interesting. They might call this incomplete, but no. He said he was down, and it is going to be a 3rd and 20.
Loss of 3. Correct, yeah, 3. 3rd and 21.
So they gone from 1st and 10 at the 50 to 3rd and 21. And you got to see a pass play now from the Piles. They cannot run this bunch pistol offense anymore. They're getting absolutely pounded on every play.
Right, and their play calls really fall in with this quarterback's size. Right, they're always hitting the pistol. This reminds me of the Navy quarterbacks that you see over there. It's the Army quarterbacks. He drops back. He looks. He throws, and that is intended for Peyton Hicks, but it is incomplete. And here comes the punting unit.
That's just a drop, and that can't happen at this level of football. Pee-wee, you still shouldn't drop that ball. You're wide open in space. That throws right on you. Not even footsteps, and he doesn't catch the football. And one note, their longest play on that drive was the penalty.
That's slightly bad.
Just a bit.
Yeah, I know.
And Samora back to punt this one away. Henley on to receive, but that is punted out of bounds. And Paly will let their ball at their own 31-yard line. Jackson Chris trots out on the field, looking to do just what he did last time.
Well, right now, Cupertino's got to come up with a big stop because they cannot let Palo Alto get rolling. If they let this offense roll, I think it's going to be like Notre Dame against Stanford last week. Got a chance to listen to it.
Yeah.
And it was an onslaught once Notre Dame got rolling.
6:53 to go. 7-0 Paly.
Palo Alto going, the more shotgun, the pass-oriented routine. Chris must have a good arm this year.
Chris in the shotgun. He is going to hand it off.
Nice inside draw play, yeah.
And that is to Aiden Chang, and he takes it for a gain of 2. Aiden Chang's one of those interesting players, right? He's kind of like a McCaffrey. He can line up in the slot. He can line up as a back. It really depends. And that's one of the things that makes this offensive team so powerful.
Well, definitely. Something I do want to see, though, is if Palo Alto is going to bring out a fullback, because the Chain's more of the, the traditional speed running back. And I wonder what happens if it's going to go short.
Chris drops back. He looks, he scrambles, and he is brought down. But he gets a solid gain, and that will bring up
3rd and short, it looks
3rd
like.
and 2.
And that was very nice. He was going and his right arm was pulled, which would make him fumble, but he pulled it right back and didn't let the ball be stripped from him. And
although Keller is
open.
a big guy, he's not only a pocket passer, which makes him so special. Chris in the shotgun. And they're going to hand it off to Aiden Chang, and Chang with the solid gain, and they move the chains. 1st down, Palo Alto.
It's just another inside handoff, and Cupertino just can't stop that. The front 7 of Palo Alto just being too powerful again. It's weird, too. They lined up right there and almost like a pseudo goal line, like a cover 2 with the 2 guys in the back, and that still didn't work. They've got to find a way to break down.
And Chris is going to throw, and it is caught by Paul Thigh. He is sprinting. Touchdown, Palo Alto. Paul Thigh with the catch. What a throw, what a grab, and Palo Alto has the lead, 13-0 with the extra point pending. Wow, what a throw, what a grab.
What's worse than that is there are 3 guys right there on Thigh, 3 men all covering him, and no one can just catch him. Chris got flushed out right here. It's right there. 2 breakthrough, had to roll out to the right. 1, 2, 3 men on Thigh, and no one can catch him.
And you can see Paul Thigh's stiff arm. A great stiff arm. His breakaway from the DB, Aaron Bryant, was really something special. Tyler Fong puts it through the uprights, and Palo Alto has the lead 14-0 with 5:09 left in the first quarter.
It's been all Paly early. No offense or defense from Cupertino. Paly defense has held strong, not letting Cupertino get any big plays, and it's been all big plays from Palo Alto.
Just something to keep the viewers in mind, though. Palo Alto is one of the best teams in this conference in the upper division. I don't really know how else to put it. Just every year I've watched them, they just seem to always do decently well. And I don't think it helps when you're basically a small private school, essentially, in just terms of all the funding they got from all their sponsors. One of the biggest booster programs in this area. I'm not counting the WCALs, but they're a league of their own, literally.
Tyler Fong on to kick it away to the Pioneers. The Pioneers really need a spark here. Down 14-0 early to one of the best teams in the area. Fong with a little pooch kick. And that is fumbled. And it looks like Palo Alto has
Viking football.
It is recovered by Wes Walters.
Ooh, so close to this one. And that is turnover number 2 for Cupertino.
Just wow. You can't say anything on that. That is something that cannot happen 2 in a row. That's 2 kickoffs in a row. It's a little chip kick. And the hard hands are just giving Palo Alto life.
And out comes Keller Chris. Keller Chris is in the shotgun. Chris takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Aiden Chang. And Chang is wrapped up with a slight loss on the play.
That's a complete frontiersman. It's a complete frontier of Pioneers right there. Taking him down.
And I don't know about calling him Keller Chris. Maybe that's just me relating him to his brother, Jackson Chris.
You know, Jackson Keller, same guy, just a couple of years difference. That same
Exactly.
It's fine, guy. It's fine.
No problem.
Well, if the Chris family is watching, we apologize for this. We know that both of your sons are completely awesome. We know that.
Chris in the shotgun. He hands it off to Aiden Chang, and Chang again is wrapped up. 3rd and long coming up for the Vikings.
And on that stop, David Cooney, the 5'7", 190. Wow, he's tiny. Outside linebacker, just wrapping up Chang.
Quick
5'7"
shout
for an
out.
outside linebacker.
Yeah,
This is done by the Midpen Media Center, located in Palo Alto. Kids coming out, doing camera in the truck, and great experiences for young kids. You should come out and join.
All right, 3rd and long for Palo Alto. This will kill the momentum if they cannot get this. Chris drops back. He looks deep. He's going to fire it deep, and it is incomplete. Just overthrew number 2, Henley.
Just something that Chris has got to watch out for. He keeps having to scramble, and I don't think that's the pocket collapsing as much as him panicking. He's really got to settle down and just let the play sort itself out.
And this might seem crazy, but it looks like Palo Alto is going to go for it.
Why not? 14-0, 3:40 to go in the first half.
Only 4th and 15.
First quarter, my bad. 3:39 to go in the first quarter of the football game. 14-0.
Chris, take the snap. He scrambles, and he is going to go down. And that is a turnover on downs. And the Pioneers will take over.
I think it's only because Palo Alto's up 14-0, and they know they can hurt this defense, that they decided to go for it. I think almost any other time they would have. Now let's watch this right here. Chris gets blown. It's right there. Everyone got blown up. He had to scramble forward, but everyone had read his running lane.
Yeah, but why would you scramble forward? Try to roll out. You need 15 yards.
He has no space. Pull pocket collapsed around him. The only way he can go is forward. get a flag.
That is a false start on the Pioneers. And these penalties simply cannot happen.
Especially not, you're down 14-0. You cannot afford mistakes like this, especially when you're given such a good field position too. You're at the 40-yard line. That's decent. That's a decent field position to start with. But something that Cupertino's got to figure out is they got to get out of this pistol formation. I don't care if it is what they're running. Palo Alto is stuffing it almost immediately. They got to change it up, go something. I mean, heck, even as simple as going, single back formation sweeps. I mean, that's just something changing it up.
As a team, they obviously don't like to throw the football. That has been very easy to see early in this game.
And that is bobbled by number 5, Zamora. And he is wrapped up for a loss.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Does this team have positive yards at this point in the game?
I think they've got slight positive, but not too much. It's been all outside runs, and Palo Alto is just absolutely reading that.
2nd down, 15.
The penalty is still the longest play of the game for Cupertino with 3 minutes to go.
And we have a 2nd and 15 coming up for the Pioneers. This really is a must convert. You really do, if you think about it.
Definitely. Oh, timeout. We got a timeout called. I think we have a timeout called.
Yeah. Looks like it.
All right, hold on. No? I guess not. Ref was signaling for a timeout.
And we have number 5, Zamora, in the pistol, just as usual. And he takes the snap. He is going to roll out. He is going to throw it across his body. Pardon me, that was Zamora with the catch. We had number 7, Peyton Hicks, in the game, and Zamora makes the grab.
Yeah, but once again, it's a pistol. Pocket collapses immediately. A little bubble screen out to the left, but 2 Vikings right there on the takedown.
And another loss of 5. 3rd and 20.
And you really don't see this much, even in high school. A quarterback playing running back and can also be a slot. It is really interesting how it works.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's St. Francis. I've been filming there a bit this year, and they have one quarterback. He only plays quarterback. I mean, that guy can throw the ball, get 35 yards, but you don't see him lining up in the slot position at all.
No. And here we go. He takes a snap, and that is handed and off to Zamora. And Zamora is wrapped up by number 20, Colin Giffen. And that is what I call a hit.
That was a big blow. Giffen lowered the shoulder as Zamora's going down and just shoulder got him in the shoulder and then got him in the head on the follow through.
4th and 19.
Absolute crushing hit.
4th and 19 for the Pioneers. Number 5, Zamora, is on to kick it away.
How much
to
have we
Alto.
been saying that guy's name? Has we been saying it like all night?
Yeah, I'd say
Just under a minute to play in the first quarter.
I think Zamora's the general utility man of football. He's done everything tonight, literally. I mean,
That
kick
is
return,
correct.
quarterback, slot receiver, running back,
Punted, he
puncher.
punted.
He's not the kicker yet, but he probably does kicking as well.
Who knows?
Timeout on the field, Cupertino.
Timeout Paly, I think, with 45 seconds to go in 14-0 lead for Palo Alto. It's been all Paly early in this one. They look to take a 14-0 lead and the ball into the second quarter. And my bad, it was a Pioneer timeout. That was on me. And they will look to punt with, guess who, CJ?
Zamora?
You got
Of
it.
course. I'm gonna say this much. I think the team. I think the people that have been seeing the most time right now on the field is the punting unit for the Piles. That almost got.
Zamora, and that kick is blocked by number 55, Messi Mahe. What a block! He got to the punter, and boom.
And maybe they will be taking a 14-0 lead in this ball in the
Yeah,
halftime.
right through that middle, got absolutely blown up. So they're just going to be taking over.
And what do you say, folks? Keller Christ is back on the field. Pardon me, Jackson Christ, going back to his brother. Christ is on the field.
Earlier, I said they might be taking a 14-0 lead and the ball. Maybe it'll just be a 21-0 lead at this point.
Well, we'll see what
Christ
happens.
hands it off to Chang, and Chang breaks free, down, and he's still going. Wow,
He
down to
dragged
the
that pile
10-yard
20
line. Did that remind you of Marshawn Lynch, the Beastquake in 2011? Oh, yes, it did. What a run.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. To me, it reminds me more of Toby Gerhart and Stanford, where you just give him the ball and he's just going to carry everybody on his back to like about the 10 to 5 yard line every time.
And they are likely to run down, to let the clock run down here to the end of the first quarter. Although there is still a chance they can get it off, so let's see what they will do. Well, Chris takes the snap, he throws, and it is caught. Touchdown, Palo Alto. Jameer Shepard with the grab, and Palo Alto takes the 20-0 lead. What a grab and what a throw. We'll be hearing these names a lot. Jackson Christ and Jameer Shepard.
It's a quick little slant route on the outside, cutting right back to the.
And as a defense, like, that wasn't played terribly. It was just a nice little cop out.
Whatever works, works. And it's definitely going to be.
Number 15, Tyler Fong, on to attempt the point after.
And then there's a whole cadre of people back there to catch this kick.
Fong,
That's out of the
kick
stadium.
is up, and it is more than good.
With 4 seconds left in the quarter.
4 seconds left.
Cupertino 0.
Something right
And
now.
if Cupertino wants any shot in this game just to get back in it, what do they need to do? Because as of now, they really have no shot.
And Paly's getting the ball to start the second half. So they need it to be a 7-point or less, obviously, game going into halftime. Or else, I say they're toast.
Well, something they would like to have right now. And they're doing it again. They got to bunch everybody up on that right side.
Number 15, Tyler Fong, just like we've heard before, is on to kick it off to the return man. Is that Diego Zamora? Yes, it is. Back.
Well, who else would it be? He's the only man who's actually gotten any action on the field seemingly tonight. Yeah, for Cupertino?
That's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah.
The kick is off, and it is away. And that is
Again.
fumbled again, but it is picked up by Zamora, and Zamora is wrapped up inside the other 15-yard line. And there's a little bit of a scrim on the field.
You already know who it is.
And
Oh,
flags
yeah, flag down.
fly.
You already know who it is. Zamora.
Let's see what this is.
To the 15, tackled by number 15, Tyler Fogg.
All right, let's see what this is. This is.
Flag on the play.
Oh, there. No, that's the ball. Never mind. Let's see what this is. Oh, is there something new on the Palo Alto bench? Kieran, what you got on this?
Maybe, wait, here's the call. Let's see what it is.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Palo Alto leads 21-0.
Here's the. Here we go. Here's the call. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Palo Alto.
Penalty on the play. Unsportsmanlike
Are you-
conduct against the Vikings.
I'm play-by-play. And I'm Kieran Costa. I'll be your play-by-play man for this second quarter. That call was unsportsmanlike conduct against Palo Alto, which will put the ball at the 30-yard line. First and 10. Okay, 21-0. You see the whole bench, everybody. Right now, the whole sideline for Cupertino is empty. They're in one big huddle. What is Coach saying to his team right now, CJ, up there?
Well, probably he's saying something along the lines of, if you botch another kickoff return, you're running stairs until next Sunday. But personally, man, I don't know. Just it's been ugly on the kickoff returns. I mean, besides the first one, it's all been short little kicks. They just have trouble fielding those.
But here's the thing. Although that might not be a literary term, I take it as one. That is how poor this special teams has been. They need to fix it if they want to even get in the game. Will they do? Well, that's up for them to decide.
Remember, offense defense is about 30% of the game. Special teams is the other about 70. Oh, look, they changed it up. It's just as I was trying to figure it out. I formation. Here we go.
Handed to. That one was handed to Joseph Wilson for a pickup of 2, and that was pretty much the play the amount of pickup they've gotten every play today. 2 yards has been the average.
I mean, 2 yards isn't too bad, but you really got to string a couple of 3 to 4 yards together to really get going. And especially with this Palo Alto defense, just been so rock solid. Anything is going to hurt.
Wilson lined up behind Zamora, and was Zamora sacked? It looked like the ball was never handed off. Fumble, turnover number 3, Palo Alto football.
I don't know what to say, whether it's on special teams, offense, or defense. Or I guess it's not possible on defense, but it feels like it is. On special teams and offense, they cannot hold on to the football. If you can't hold on to the football, you can't win. It is as simple as that, and they need to fix it.
That is the third turnover, 2 fumbles, and a muffed kick.
And when Palo Alto gets the football, it's not any old offense coming out there. It's Jameer Shepard and Jackson Chris. What do you do? Those two are so dominant. It's incredible.
There's one thing you can do. Let them run roughshod over every SCVAL team.
Chris lined up. Chang to his left. Drops. Straight drop. Rolling straight ahead. He has room to go. First down. Cut to left. He's inside the 10. Inside the 5. Touchdown, Palo Alto. Keller Christ scrambles 20 yards, and the defense all hyped up on the sideline. And it's a great atmosphere in Palo Alto right now. 21-0, kick pending.
Let's take another look at this. I hope. All right, let's watch.
Did I
Line's
just see?
Collapsing right there. Chris got one blocker, steps up, huge hole through the middle, beats 4
and then a beautiful cut right, perfect
right
timing.
Around.
Did you see what I saw? He looks like a running back, maybe at 6'3", but he looks like a running back. Incredible.
28-0. Palo Alto Vikings all over the Pioneers at home. And 3 turnovers costing them 21 points.
Yeah, and that's right. And not only is it just 21 points, they got a 7 on out of that. So, like you said, it is 28-0. On this pace, they're on track for, well, an 84-0 game. Will that happen? Probably not, but who knows
That'd be nice.
what we're seeing right now.
That might be one of the highest scoring games in California high school football history.
That is possible. That
I'm
is
not certain
correct.
what the record is, but I'd definitely like to look that up.
And this is just really a poor performance right now by the Pioneers. Coming into this game with one loss, you got to expect something better.
Lined up on like the 1 is Zamora with Zach Apostolo in front of him.
Tyler Fong on to kick this one back to the Cupertino Pioneers.
All I can say is it's been all Palo Alto, and Cupertino needs to do something to stop that.
That is correct.
The kick is short again, and on one hop, they don't muff it for the first time in the game.
Well, hey, if you're going to let it bounce, I mean, you might as well just let it bounce. Might be safer than trying to get it.
At this point, maybe.
That was number 22, Guy Rosenberg, the 5'9", 150 senior on the reception.
Really a small returner, but with that weight, even though he's a senior. However, his versatility and how fast he is, how explosive, that's what makes this kid special. You have to respect that.
I mean, you don't have to be the biggest guy. I mean, heck, I'm a 5'9" right-handed pitcher for baseball. Most guys are way taller
He's
than me.
going pro, everybody.
I don't think so, man. I'd like to go pro, but I need to get to college first. You know that.
You
College
have
is
to
the first step.
understand,
Who needs that?
football, a lot of players are big, but man, are they strong.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh,
Zamora rolling sacked on the 17, it looks like. A loss of 15 or about that.
Here we go. Just take a look. It's supposed to be a scramble
His
play out to
pocket
the left,
collapsed.
but
He
no.
rolled left, and then off the edge, he was taken down 2nd and 23.
It's supposed to be some sort of a bootleg play, I think, out to the left, but with the pocket collapse, nothing is going to help.
2nd and 23.
And a big, big loss, and they got to figure out a way to get a pass off here.
You know, Palo Alto really just needs to keep this up. And you know what? When it gets more, what do you think? Do you start resting your starters? Do you protect them for when you have, okay, we need to win this game? Like, what do you do? Or we need to do better later this season.
Wilson rushes for a couple, not close to where they needed, sets up a very long 3rd down.
3rd down here. Do you go for it all, try to get it, or do you play conservative and say, do I give the ball back? What do you do?
I think you have to go for it at this point.
Yeah.
You're down 28, and you're not even through 2.
Not close there to 9:30 and counting. Aaron Bryant lined up to the left against Jameer Shepard. Thrown, goes for the Odell. He had it, but he's not Odell. Incomplete. 4th and 18 on their own 24.
And here comes the punting unit.
Here comes the punting unit, who
Are we going to see the same thing next time Palo Alto gets on the field? I'm afraid we might. Palo Alto, incredible. Jackson Christ, incredible. Every guy on that roster has talent. It's really unbelievable what you are seeing. After coming off a rough season last year, they have turned it around. Absolutely outstanding.
I mean, that's all the difference a year
there.
can make.
Can you guess who's lined up to punt the football?
Zamora. Yep, that's him.
Drilled, and a good punt. Kicked to the 35 of Paly. It's taken for not
Henley.
a big pickup.
And
Held
that's Apostolo.
down.
That's my man, Zach Apostolo. Catches the foot and just gets a hold enough until the swarm's going to take him down.
Henley, from where he got it, got a couple. Paly has the ball again. 28-0, 9:02 to go. 1st and 10 from their own 40. And again, they have Chris lined up, but This time, it's Guy Rosenberg next to him. Give to Rosenberg. Across the numbers right, picks up a couple. Flag is thrown on the far sideline.
Peyton Chang on the pitch. Stop for no gain. There is a flag on the play.
What do you think, CJ? That was on the other side of the field.
Oh, we'll have to see what the flag is.
A
That was just
hold,
a good,
maybe? Like,
maybe.
that's the only thing I could see.
Could be. Let's see what it is. Here we go.
And yes, it is Palo Alto, and that will back them up. But
It was no
as I've
game.
said many times before, Jackson Christ,
Holding against Palo Alto.
what do you think he's going to do?
I don't know. Let's put it this way. That hold, I mean, there was no gain on the play, and it still is going to push him back 10 from the spot.
1st and 20, and that's not that long the way their offense is going. Multiple big runs and throws. They've really been popping off early.
And watch on this play. Paul Thigh lined up in the slot. Could we see a slant across the middle? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see.
One in motion. Jackson back, throws, little chip and catch. He's got that. He's got some space to work with. Taken down. And
What a-
another flag.
He got across the 50. Great catch by
Aiden
Chang.
Chang.
I cannot believe it if they're going to call clipping right here. That's just a low hit.
Paul Thay went in motion, and that really confused the Pioneers the
Well,
Pioneers
let's take a look at
defense,
this. Here
and
we
you
go.
could
Let's
see.
watch this. Turns the corner, and it's right there. Just takes him out from underneath.
But it looks like this one is coming back. And the Paly bench is screaming at the call, but, well, it's not going to go their way this time.
No idea what this is going to be. Let's
Yeah.
see. All right, here we go. Well, tell me it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct again. That's going to be 2 in less than a quarter. I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike. He's talking to the head referee again. Targeting call. They just called
Against
targeting on
Paly.
Palo Alto. That is the first time I have seen targeting called in high school.
I didn't even know that was a thing in high school. Paly, the ball again, still on their own 30.
And there's absolutely no replay.
Like a review for these guys.
So I guess he's done for the day.
So it is going to be 1st and 17 for the Palo Alto Vikings. Again, watch Paul Thigh. He goes in motion. He confuses them. He gets a slant. He can do it all. Maybe even run it. You never know.
Chris back.
And
Give to who was that to?
Chang.
That was the Chang.
Chang, the ball carrier.
and
Picks
he's
up
still
7.
short.
Picked up 7 on the play.
2nd and 10 from the
And
40.
it's 2nd and 10. And again, Paly makes it manageable. Very good offense. Can they keep rolling?
I think so. Again, inside handoff. Chang, all kinds of space.
Breaks a tackler. First down into Pioneer territory.
You know, earlier in this game, they were looking to go over the air. Jameer Shepard, Paul Thigh, etc. They were looking for receivers throwing the ball. This second quarter and late in the first, they have stuck to the run game, keeping it on the ground with their powerful ball carrier, number 22, Aiden Chang.
And they're just doing a good job. I mean, they can
Chris
just run
lined
it
up,
right
Chang
down the
to his
throat.
right.
And well, something's been called. Hold on. No, nothing's been called. Here we go. And, you know, just, Kieran, I'm going to say this much. You know, when you're watching this, just Jackson's got so much trust, he can just let it fly. Oh, no,
Rolling
here we go.
out. Under pressure. Throws. Caught.
And yes, it is number 2, Henley, with the grab. And Palo Alto is moving the change. And a great throw on the run by Jackson Christ. First down, Palo Alto.
I didn't think he had his feet in on that, Kieran. What about you on that?
Yeah, it is a questionable call. However, the official was right there. The opposing bench doesn't seem to be arguing. So, well, with all I've seen, that looks like a good catch.
1st and 10, Paly from the 25. Chris rolls left, throws, caught. He is in. Touchdown, Paul by Palo Alto, up 34. They're all over the Pioneers in Palo Alto.
All kinds of space. There was a hole left in the back defense, and that's just enough space for Thigh to get in.
25 yards.
And Palo Alto is all over the Pios.
You cannot do anything about that once Paul Thigh has the ball. It is a touchdown. It just is. It reminds me of Tavon Austin in college. It is a touchdown when he gets the ball. There's no way to stop it.
Fogg, did Fogg miss it right? Looked like he did. Oh.
He got some slice on that
I
one.
really.
It squeaked in, and Fong, and the field goal is good. 35-0 Palo Alto.
It's been all Vikings. And the Pioneers have never really been in it. Second play they run, fumble, touchdown Paly. Kickoff, 3 and out, touchdown Paly. Muff kick, touchdown Paly. Muff kick, touchdown Paly.
And that's why league games are so important, but just oftentimes it's the school who's just got the better players, and right now Palo Alto is definitely showing it.
This is crazy. 35-0. It's not even halftime. How many times have you seen that? Not many.
Actually, a bunch, a couple years ago.
A bunch, a couple years ago?
Well, they had this guy called, I don't know, Keller Chris?
Keller Chris? Okay, there you go. His brother. Jackson Chris' brother. Well, maybe he's just the same as Keller Chris. Who knows?
Oh, here we go. Nice.
They didn't muff it. Breaking news.
Apostolo just going to be fighting Thor as much as he can. That's a good return from the cornerback right there.
And for the second time in the game, the kick was not muffed. Third time. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry about that. Pioneers football lined up on their own 42. This is their best field position so far. Will it turn out to be their first score?
No,
We will see.
Possibly single back. 4 receivers split out. Inside handoff.
And that right there, even though it's a gain of 3, that isn't going to do you anything. It really isn't,
Hey.
especially when they're
Every
down 35-0.
time that's been their first down play. Give to Wilson. He's picked up 2, 3, 2, and 3 again.
Yep, and that is going to have to change if they even want to get back in this game. Like I have said over 10 times.
Pioneers ball. Again, give to Wilson. Straight up the middle.
I think he got a yard.
Got a yard.
Maybe 2. I think he got about 2.
Third and 5. You nailed it, CJ.
3rd and 5.
And will they finally have to throw the football? Haven't seen a lot of that
Well, the
from
best,
Zamora.
Well, Zamora's definitely not a passing quarterback, and he's kind of in the pocket.
But Zamora is not in now. The backup, number 7, Peyton Hicks, is in. Maybe a semi-backup, we should call it. They do switch off quite often. But, it's different because Peyton Hicks is a little bigger. He's 6 feet. Although he only weighs 150, he is 6 feet.
Is that it? Was that resting Zamora?
For the punting unit? I don't think so.
For every unit? Zamora's now back to punt the ball.
With Henley getting ready to return the punt. And it doesn't look like he'll have a chance to, as that one
Nice.
goes out of
Kicks
bounds.
inside the 20, and this will be the longest drive Keller's brother will have to put together all game long. 4:50 to go. Will they break 40? Let's find out.
I think they will. And they're only one score away from breaking 40, so. And this isn't an idea. I think that the Vikings might want to sell shirts that say, "I have faith in the Christ family."
Well, that could be. Should be on Amazon by now. Let's face it.
Chris lined up with Guy Rosenberg next to him, but gives to Rosenberg. He breaks one. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Palo Alto.
What a run. That is 1, 2, 3 words. Unbelievable. Did you see that? Yes, his breakaway speed is something else. He reminds me of Christian McCaffrey. He gets faster as the time goes on. Unbelievable.
You know, it's a fake inside, and Rosenberg just cuts right back to the outside, and he's got 4 blockers, and they all just open spaces for him, and then he gets out to the open field, and he's way too fast for the back defense of the Pios. That is the fastest score the Palo Alto's gotten.
42-0. 4:38 to go in Palo Alto.
4:38 left in the first half. Palo Alto 42, Cupertino 0.
And Paly, will they break? Paly to kick. Up 42-0.
And I'm going to ask this, Karen. If you could name one good thing for Cupertino that's happened to them tonight, what would it be?
Zamora showing off all his tools. He can punt, he can throw, he can run. Have we seen him on defense yet? Not yet. Emphasis on yet. Has he kicked a field goal? Not yet. We don't know what he can do. Catch made, spinning to about the 40. By
Kickoff is taken by number 23, Zach
Apostolo
Turns the ball back to the Cupertino 40.
to the Cupertino 40.
To correct the PA announcer, it's Apostolo. I play baseball. The man, I know how to pronounce his name.
1st and 10 Cupertino. They've had a lot of those, just not on the same drive yet. 1st and 10 from their own 40. It's been a lot of Wilson up a gut for 2 yards on the first play. Let's see what they have in store for him this time.
Definitely stretching it out this time. 4 receivers split out.
They've had Aaron Bryant alone on the far sideline every single play, and now he's matched up against Richard Valencia.
Once again, you're right, just straight up the gut. That's about 2, possibly getting 3. On the
Chris Oswald really needs to change something up here because nothing's going their way.
Definitely. And something else, I'm going to say this much. Ben Solis, their D-line and O-line coordinator, has really got to figure something out, along with the D coordinator, Ron DeMonter. This is huge for the Pios. They've got to figure out how to stop or at least quench some part of the Palo Alto defense.
All right, and here we go. 2nd and 7.
Zamora, he goes up the middle. That's 1, maybe?
Maybe a yard.
And
was
that
a
brings up
botched
3rd down.
play. That was an absolutely botched play. Zamora was looking for probably Wilson running left, and Wilson got tangled up. I think he got confused, so Zamora just had to take it and run, but nothing happened on that.
On the play. It remains 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. Now do they go for it on 4th down with 3:18 and counting to go? What do you think, CJ?
At this point, I don't even want to say, put your reserves in now, but you almost want to just say maybe your starters can be safe. Not risk anything else. It's 42-0
Or just your Zamora can be safe. Does everything. What a man right there.
Zamora does everything. I mean, there's a limit to, I think, what Zamora can do. I mean, he is only human, but just barely. But hey, I'm going to be honest. When you're this much of an awesome
timeout's been called.
Cupertino,
that's their second.
Timeout. Kieran, I'm just going to say this much. There's almost nothing I think that the Piles can really do. I mean, this point they're just getting 100% outclassed. Would you agree with me on that?
Yep. They've had nothing going their way.
And at this point, what can you do? Do you start resting your starters even though this game is almost over? It really depends.
I think you have to plan for maybe this drive, maybe one more. But I say definitely after the first drive of the second half, maybe to start the second half. Who knows?
Oh, we're definitely going to have to see what happens here. 3rd and 7 on your own 43. Down 42 points with 2:52 left. Kieran, this is definitely crunch time. Here we go.
2-5-2, 3rd and 7. Zamora in the gun. We might see a pass play. We might also see a run play.
We're seeing with an I formation, split wide receivers.
And watch number 2, Henley, the DB. Although they are playing man, he can kind of play as a zone player too. You never know.
3rd and 7, they give to Wilson for.
Wilson's got the first, and he actually got more.
The
That's
biggest
a huge
play
play
of the
right
game
there.
for the Pioneers.
Wilson, the ball carrier.
That was a great run by Wilson there.
That's
You
their
could see him break
biggest-
2 tackles and run right through him like a freight train. What a run. First down, Pioneers.
Here we go. Pioneers on the 45. 2 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Zamora.
I formation definitely is working. One-man motion. Handoff. And he's going to get a couple.
not a big pickup.
He's going to get a couple.
2:05 to go. That's going to. Zamora's walking off the field.
4 yards. 2nd down, 6.
So Zamora's off. Zamora comes back on. He just had to have a word with his coach before this one, leading that huddle.
Time ticking down. We're at 140. Pio's trying to drive. They're going to be kicking the ball away at the second half, so they definitely want to try to get a score now.
Say they're set up with a 4th and 5 in field goal range. What do they do?
Might as well kick it. Just no reason not to. Up. Yeah, flags all over the place. And
2 flags came in, both from the Paly sideline. Against the Pioneers, that is not what they needed.
Nope.
That's going to set Kent down.
And 11. So a bit of a loss.
1:10 and counting.
I don't know. The Pio's just going to let the clock run down. Yeah, I think they're going to let it run down as much as they can and just try to get to half.
And they're scared at this point. They just don't want to be embarrassed.
Zamora back.
Oh,
Throws
that's a
deep.
nice pass. Ah, let him too
Not
much.
close, too far.
And they didn't look too scared there, but you can see it when they are wasting time with under a minute to go.
Well, 3rd and 11 now.
3rd and 11.
Thirty-nine
39 seconds to go, 3rd and 11. They're at the 46 of Palo Alto.
I formation. Single receivers out to the left and right. Fake handoff, Zamora. And just overthrows everybody.
That's the second time. Last couple plays. And then, see, they go incomplete again. 28 seconds? Is that enough
Oh, yeah,
for Chris?
that's enough. That's enough for at least 1, maybe 2 if they can get him out of bounds quickly.
Do they go for it, though?
Yeah, they've got nothing to lose at this point. You're on 42.
No. I mean, Paly, if they get the ball back, do they try to score or do they take
Well,
a
if they
knee?
get it out
They
of bounds.
have to score.
Well, why not? I mean, there's no.
You
there's
have
no,
to
there's,
score.
There's no point differential tie breaking.
You have to score when you have the talent on the offense. Why
Yeah.
would that even be a debate?
Kieran,
Sportsmanship?
sportsmanship. Yeah.
Sportsmanship could be a factor. At the end of the day, it is up to Coach Gifford for the Palo Alto Vikings.
I'm gonna say this much: I miss their old coach so much more. Gifford's good, but dude, I love their old coach way more. He's great.
When the Pats are beating the Bills 48-3 with 1 minute to go and they get a stop on the 40, is Brady going to throw 5 straight to Gronk? No, he's going to kneel down the ball and say, we crushed you. We don't need to rub it in your face and be a bad sport about it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think this Paly team and Chris will go for it with 28 seconds to go, already up 42-0.
Yes, that is extremely likely, and we will look for that.
And they're in a long huddle. They have a play drawn up for 4th and 11.
You know,
Third
I'm
and
wondering if
11?
we're gonna see, Kevin Cullen come in at any point. You're up 42. Do you just rest Jackson? Just tell him, hey Jackson, you did your job. Okay, you can go home and study for 6 hours now.
All right,
Hey,
well,
it's only 9 o'clock at night.
I'm not going to lie. That is a pretty good idea coming at the score. And the snap is bobbled,
And Zamora dropped back in Pioneer territory. Paly has the football.
27
and
seconds. I think that's
27
enough
seconds,
to get.
and let's see what they're
I
going to
think
do.
they're gonna get 1 playoff.
like I said, at the end of the day, it is up to Coach Gifford. So, Gifford,
If they really care, they have all their timeouts. They can marshal a drive in 27 seconds. I just don't think they will.
right, I don't see why not, but who knows? You never know what's going to happen. Sports is sports, and sports can be unpredictable as well. Let's see what they do.
Wind up in victory formation.
Well, it's not victory though. It's only just get me to the half.
Yeah, well.
Can we call it get me to the half formation? I know it's called victory. Can we call it get me to the half formation? There's no reason, yeah.
In 42-0 formation, Chris takes a knee.
And that's gonna be it.
That will take us to the end of the first half. It's been all Palo Alto here at Ray Stadium. For CJ and Thayer, I've been Kieran Costa. We'll see you for a second half of Palo Alto football coming up after this.
All right, folks, we're back from the half. We have brand new 3 commentators brand new with us. It's me, Casey Hornbeak. Glad to be with you for the season. We have Oliver Marburg and Lev Miller here with us. Any analysis, Oliver, of that crazy first half?
Yeah, I believe the factor of the first half was really the defense. They created opportunities for the offense, and the offense capitalized.
I think Cupertino has to get way better on their ball safety. They've fumbled it a little early in the half, and it got a little stumbly as now, as you can see, Palo Alto's on pace for an 84-point win.
Yeah, that would be a big blowout. So Cupertino obviously needs to get it together. We got about 5 minutes left till we're going to get the show on the road. But right now it's a blowout. Jameer Shepard had 2 touchdowns, and
Yeah, I grabbed his
Paly, I
10th
think,
and
had
11th
2,
of the year.
which is unreal numbers to start, and he's only a junior. So just imagine him next year.
Yeah, big things to come.
Paly band right now doing a performance, and then we'll start. Cupertino, what is their coach telling their players right now?
Honestly, they're not necessarily out of the game since Alto did score 42 in one half. So, yeah, they could still score 42, but they have to get it together.
Yeah, I agree. The Cupertino coach needs to, honestly, if I was him, pretend that. Or Oliver, why don't you tell us what the Cupertino
No, I
coach
think he should
do?
be real with them and say, like, guys, we're not winning this game, but I would just work as hard as you can to try to get as close as you can to coming back.
And what about the Paly coach, Nelson Gifford? Do you put in your bench players for the whole second half, or do you still play Chris, Shepard, whatever, all your stars?
I don't think that you start with all your star players out, but I don't think you want to put your foot on the gas right now,
Honestly,
especially with the score is
it's really
42-0.
not needed. If Cupertino starts showing that they have enough in them and they start scoring and they start showing that they have the power right now, the Alto coach might need to go in and do some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cupertino is going to come out pretty strong because this is embarrassing. Doesn't matter if you're a D7 team, which is not, playing a D1 team. This is still embarrassing. You never, ever want to be down 42-0 at halftime. So they're going to come out strong, I think. But we'll see how Paly responds and if Cupertino can keep it up.
Thanks as always to New York Pizza and the Paly Instrumental Music Booth.
Right now we're having some music performances, I see, with the Paly band.
We should be done in about 3 minutes.
3:30.
Cupertino's still going to talk to here. Paly should be back also soon. See how Paly responds. And it is dead here now. It was pretty lively in the first half, I would say. Not as lively because the Palo Alto School District did not have school today. But it was pretty lively. And then all of a sudden, it is pretty dead. Lots of people have left at halftime. Lots of people here are just parents. A bit more, but it's pretty dead knowing it's 42-0. But we could be in for a miraculous comeback.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, we might have some people coming back to the stands who probably went to get some concessions over half, as we only have about 3 minutes left until we start up again.
Yeah,
And honestly, the Paly from last year is just night and day. It's unbelievable. Last year, we were sitting here, and Paly was down 42-0 at halftime. They were down against
seen
Aragon, who they've been crushing.
I've seen
they're just night and day.
lots of things. Honestly, I've seen Aiden Chang getting a few knots at the running, including the 80-yard touchdown pass run. That was really.
Yeah, and me and Casey were talking before the game on how the defense knows that Jameer Shepard is an impact player. So if they put double coverage on him, you can look. They have so many weapons like Paul Thee and, yeah, like you said, Aiden Chang and Geneseo Henley. They can look other directions.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's just like they're so dynamic in every single way. You know, if they're gonna double Shepard with the safety, they're gonna throw it to Paul Thee, and then they're gonna put the other safety on Paul Thee. Well, they're gonna do the running game and pound the rock and score. That's why this Paly team has been so successful this year, and that's why they beat McClymonds. That's why they beat SI. That's why they beat Milpitas by a lot. That's why they beat Aragon. This team is so dynamic.
Not long ago, they were losing very early to Milpitas. Not that long ago. A few years ago, maybe last year. But honestly, it's crazy how one team can make such a comeback.
Yeah, this turnaround is insane, and I think all credit is due to Coach Nelson Gifford.
He just brought a spark in his team. It's unreal. Shepard, the junior, has gone just off the season. Not that he wasn't amazing last year, but he's gone off the season. And then Jackson Chris got it together last year. Last year, he wasn't amazing. He was fine. This year, he's been pretty amazing. Jackson Chris has been a spark this year. Then lidded. Messi Mahe leading the defense. Wes Walters, Seattle Millar. Everyone has just been on top of the game, and Aiden Chang especially also.
So far, I think the play of the half, last half, I think was the 80-yard rush by Aiden Chang. That was sensational, and now we have the players running onto the field as the home team, Paly.
And just a point, coming into this game, this Paly offense had 12 receiving touchdowns in total, both coming from only Jameer Shepard and Paul Thee.
The Vikes back on the field. 30 seconds till the game clock says we're started. Should be interesting as we are about to get it on the road. I'm excited to watch this one. We got the players pretty livid. Jackson Christ, as you see on your screen right there, repping the pink towel, which I think is awesome for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is
And
October.
do not forget, you got the pink arm thing. You gotta have the pink armband.
Yeah, we even have some cancer survivors here, which is amazing. And I think it's just awesome that we're represented in October, Cancer Awareness Month. So we should about to get this thing started, which is awesome.
And we have about a countdown coming for about 3 minutes until I'm pretty sure would be kickoff, as both teams are now on the field and Paly's warming up.
So it looks to get started. Tyler Frog, the kicker, kicked it off, I believe, to start. So Cupertino will be kicking it off. The kicker for Cupertino, I believe this game has been Jarrett Rister. He is the kicker and punter, and that's all he plays. The man can kick. But we'll see what will happen right here as we're getting it ready finally. Seems like a long halftime break, but it's okay. Some highlights, though, for Cupertino. They did have some nice runs, some solid runs on their team. The Apostolo is pretty good, and they can play, but really they just need to focus because Zamora, I don't know how he played. How would you describe his first half?
I wouldn't say it's been that good for Zamora.
I mean, I've been hearing mostly about him because he's been doing most of the stuff for Cupertino, but he hasn't been getting those much-needed points. And Cupertino, the one thing that they will not give up that many points this half if they limit their turnovers, because there was so many very huge turnovers that may have cost them like 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns. So they need to sharpen that up as we come across 1:30 until kickoff.
Yes, this should be interesting. A lot of missed kickoffs also in the first half. A lot of fumbled kickoffs as we see CJ Rula, who promised to leave at halftime. But as
Yeah, I think that Paly's been going kind of with like a chip kick style, and that's really been throwing off Cupertino, and they've just been mishandling on a lot of these kickoffs.
All right, so it's ready. This should be nice. I love the pooch kickoffs by Tyler Frog, and it looks like the kicking team will be, we don't know because no one's lined up. The Pioneers are still in a big huddle trying to get this team. What do you think? Well, we already talked about what Chris Oswald saying, but I think Chris Oswald is also just telling his team to stay positive. Because being positive, you can't win without being positive. Being negative is the worst part of when teams losing, and I guarantee there's some negativity going on there right now.
Yeah, and I think if you're losing 42-0 at halftime, the last thing you need is negativity, and what you need is inspiration to go out there and have a strong second half.
Just to know that they're not at home is probably something that would immediately make them happy, because they're not doing this in front of their home fans. So they are doing it away, but also makes it much worse the fact that there's a whole bunch of people rooting against you.
So 42-0 once again. We're about to get the second half started here in Palo Alto, California. Here on a pretty medium temperature night, about 60 degrees on a cold medium Friday night, October 5th, 2018.
I think what Cupertino should try to do here is kind of just think of it as like a clean slate and try to win this half.
I agree, as finally we get this show on the road. It has been a very long halftime. Little delay due to the band performance, but now we should be getting it on the road. Cupertino's having a long huddle, which is maybe good. Maybe Cupertino can be
Get routed up. And
yeah.
You know, we got a big thing as we are rounding up on the kickoff.
Oh, and I do see Mostafazadeh working out. He is the backup quarterback for Paly on our monitor right here. Mostafazadeh looks to be catching and throwing. So that could be big. We could have a backup QB in for Paly, which makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be
You don't want
smart.
to injure anyone.
Get him some reps at quarterback, so in case anything happens to Chris, he will be prepared to come in.
Honestly, the more game time he gets, the better he can get, and this may be a huge thing for Paly. This game could be big. They could get a bunch of other people that they want to get into this game. They want to have now that they're up 42-0, if they continue a strong bit, they want to test out who they can put in the game, who they can do some of that stuff.
And I apologize, Masafazade's not on the team anymore. It is actually just Tyler Fogue warming up. I mean, we could see Tyler Fogue at QB. That would be pretty sick as the kicker, but Masafazade is not on our roster. All right, so we have Cupertino Pioneers kicking off to start the second half.
Second half kickoff.
It's a pretty sick pylon cam right there. You got. All right, so here's the kickoff, 42-0. Second half, could we have a different story? Our first calls for this year in the 2018 football season are off, and we're off. It's a squib kick, and it's going to be returned by the Vikes. It looks to be Colin Giffen. And
he runs
sorry,
out of bounds.
looks to be Will Moraney, and Will Moraney takes it about to the 40. So
Caught
it'll
out
be
of
the
bounds
Vikes ball.
there. And that was good squib kick. They got it in, and they looked for the let go. They wanted to get the fumble as it's usually got, but Paly, they got it white, they got it nice, and there is a flag on the play though. Do not know what that's
It'll be interesting to see what this call will be.
42-0. Once again, 11:29 here in Palo Alto, California.
Personal foul against Cupertino.
Personal foul against Cupertino. That's a
Oh,
great,
good.
not a good start for
Yeah, not-
Cupertino after all
not
we
the best
talked
way to
about.
start the half.
Cupertino may be taking out anger right now. Toot toot, here comes the train.
53 could be a little upset, you know, hit someone in the mouth, or just could have said something, but he drew the foul. On the 50-yard line, the Vikings will take control, obviously, of the ball.
Yeah, it's big
11
to
minutes.
start in Cupertino territory to begin the drive.
Since it's a blowout and it's second half, the clock is obviously going to keep running. All right, here we go. We're off in the second half. Jackson Christ in the shotgun is going to hand the ball off to Chang. Aiden Chang on him, though. It's Cupertino, but no.
Wow.
Oh,
Stays
no, he
up.
couldn't get it.
Wow.
Alex Lund almost got him, but instead taking him down was Apolosto, who we talked about at the half. But Chang almost lost some yards. Instead, he made up for it.
Yeah,
That's very interesting because he somehow didn't get tackled. And that's big because he did not get the big loss. He got maybe 1 or 2 loss instead of a 7 loss.
yeah, tremendous strength by Chang to shove off the tackler.
I agree, as it looks to be 2nd and 12 now. It could have been 2nd and 15, 16 maybe, though. The Vikings, it's an
done it.
oversnap.
It's an oversnap.
Oh,
And
And it's a
Cupertino
fumble.
gets it.
It's gonna be
And
returned.
who's going to get it?
And if you're Cupertino, you got to pounce on that right away. You can't let Palo Alto get the opportunity again.
So not what Paly wanted at all, obviously. Not a good way.
Fortunately for them, they recover it.
Yeah, that
But
could
that
have
is
been,
what Cupertino wanted.
that could have been really, really bad though. But now they have like, it says it looks about 20 yards, so it's so right now it's a 3rd and 27 right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to convert. I would maybe just run it to Chang and hope for the best.
Paly's lucky, though, that they recovered it.
Looks like Walter's in the backfield.
They would have good field position if they didn't.
Walter's the fullback in the backfield. They did not hand it off. Instead, it's a wide receiver screen to, I believe, Rosenthal. And Rosenthal will go down. Sorry, Joey Passarella, the brother of Louis Passarella, the big D lineman tight end. Joey getting some playing time, which I think is awesome. Paly has had a great first half so far, but the second half, they have been a little bit strugglesive, but you know what? It's 42-0. They're just playing their scrubs, which is okay because they want to get everyone to playing time, which is needed.
I think Cupertino is more than satisfied with that first drive, forcing a 3 and out on a Paly team that's really been having everything going for them.
And the fact that they ended it 15 yards back of a 10, so
So here's Fogue to punt the ball off. 8 minutes left in the third. Fogue, big punt.
get
Pretty
down.
good moment, and it's going to hit off the Vikes, and that's a nice punt by Fogue. It's going to go about to the 27 from his 30. Nearly a 40-yard punt, 38-yard punt for Tyler Fogue, so pretty solid punt. Tyler, the kicker and punter, very reliable on the PATs especially.
Down at the 27-yard line.
So Cupertino will take control of the ball. Here comes Zamora to try to regain the relevancy he needs
Touched earlier.
to give his team the win here.
So the 31-yard line. Or relief 1st and 10,
Diego Zamora in the quarterback, taking a long huddle break. Got to be careful to delay game.
What I've noticed from this Cupertino offense, they haven't taken many shots downfield. It's kind of just conservative offensive play.
Cupertino needs to do something about that.
As you may have heard the PA announcer, they were running the clock, so they're completely going as there's a handoff right there to Joseph Wilson. Wilson's going to run, but big hit right there. He doesn't get as much as he obviously wanted. The hit was made by, it looks like, Dylan Duncan, I believe.
Well, that's what happens.
It wasn't.
Paly's been really sticking on their defense this night, and they've shown it right there.
1 yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 9. 6:50 left in the third quarter. 42-0. Cupertino leads. Sorry, Palo Alto leads. Zamora on 2nd and 9. Under center. Zamora into play action. Is going to run it himself. Zamora, there's a fumble, it looks like. Paly may be on it. And believe Cupertino recovered it.
And as Lev said at the half, that Cupertino need to work on their ball security. This is not a good example of what they need to be doing.
As you can see right here, it comes, and he runs, and he just loses the ball. He lost his arm. He only had one arm, and it just slipped right out.
The ball completely just went out of him. Their ball security has been terrible today.
And I think that's going to be a big focus at practice this week.
They will
5:59,
not
as
be,
you can see.
they won't be going far anywhere doing anything this season if they can't settle down on that.
I mean, they're 4-1, but today they look like a 0-5 team. Zamora, deep ball to 12. The intended receiver was DeMarcus on Dawson, but he could not get it. And instead, it'll be 4th and 6 and a big decision coming up.
I like that play call, though. You have one-on-one coverage on the outside. And as I was saying, they haven't taken many shots. And I think if you're down 42-0, that's the kind of play you need.
4th and 6. The question is, will they punt or will they go for it? It's hard to tell because Zamora is their punter and is their quarterback. And it looks like Zamora will be punting it.
Genacio Henley to return.
Remember, they got a block punt earlier.
Diego Zamora punts it a bit to the right. Henley trying to rush to it. It's a pretty solid punt. It'll go to bounce at the 30. They were trying to avoid it from going to Henley. So Paly regains the possession of the ball. Coming in will be Jackson Christ once again. Paly once again having a great season. Everyone thought this would be a regrouping year. They lost a ton of seniors last year. They had a tough schedule playing McClymonds and SI, and they surprised the world by beating McClymonds, which is like an FCS team beating an FBS team at the time in college. Now Paly's legit, as everyone knows, and they have just been surprising. Sadly, they lost to Wilcox last week for Paly fans, but they could be back here with a big win over Cupertino if they stay. That's the result. Jackson Chris hands it off to, I believe, Dwayne Trahan. Dwayne Trahan, though, stopped for about 9 yards.
Beautiful job, though. He made through. He did what he wanted to do, and now that moves the chains, and it's a first down.
1st and 10. He did get the first. Crossed the line there, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 43 for Palo Alto.
Also believe that, okay, someone's injured. It looks like Cupertino. They have another injury. I don't know what's up. It may be something wrong with his knee, but this allows Paly to catch their breath.
Yeah. And we'd like to remind our viewers at home to turn the God mic off.
Looks like Messi Mahe is out there undressed with a backpack on, so it doesn't look like Messi will be playing anymore.
So that's actually Messi Mahe's little brother, who's a sophomore and is on the JV team.
Oh, yeah, Michael.
Michael Mahe. He could be a star one day at Paly.
Yeah, pardon me.
Well, around this area, we've definitely got good football, Stanford and Paly, you know.
Yeah, Stanford, tough loss to Notre Dame, but they could regroup tomorrow by playing Utah.
And I think they have a 3-1 record.
4-1 to 3-1, yeah.
Yeah.
the clock just keeps running, even if it's an incomplete pass, because it's such a blowout. As Jackson Chris fumbles, but gets it off to Wes Walters.
Look at this.
Walters keeps going.
Look at this.
Walters almost down. Walters, can he get it? Yes, he can.
Down. Impressive. That is just what you want. That's actually amazing.
Wes Walters with a big run. 50 yards for Wes Walters on the Wildcat.
Shows off the speed and the strength.
I got pranked. We all got pranked. We thought Jackson Chris fumbled the snap. It was a fake, and it was really a Wildcat to Walters, which was
Look at
turned
this.
out to be a great play.
Great
Cameron had
blocking.
no idea.
We got faked.
And look at this. It goes all the way back for a touchdown. Amazing.
Our cameras, everybody was faked on that one. Wow, what a play by the Vikings. When the cameras, the announcers, the spectators get faked, you know it was a great designed fake.
Tyler Fogue trying to make it 7 for 7 on PATs.
And he does with a flag down, though.
Flag down. We don't know what will be up. They will turn off the clock for this one. They will not keep it going. We'll see what the call is.
Flag on a play was an illegal procedure against Palo Alto, so this will make it even a longer extra point for Fogue. And the thing against McClymans is Paly was up by, well, they were tied, and then they were up by 1, sorry. They scored, and then Fogue attempted the extra point to give Paly the 2-possession lead, which was important. They had a penalty, and Fogue had a deep, deep extra point, and he made it. So he has been clutch this season and very, very consistent.
Yeah, very consistent.
A deep ball for him, about a 30-yarder. It's up, and it's good. Fogue stays consistent. And that one was good, maybe even good from 40. That was a 49-0, 3:24 left in the third quarter. As we continue to play here in Palo Alto. So Wes Walters with a big, big run. Good for him as he's sort of a fullback, defensive tackle type player. They've been using him in interesting situations. It's good to finally see him score.
Other sports now, if you're a Warriors fan, they're winning 74-44 at the half. And if you're a Sharks fan, it's 2-2 in the second period.
Blowout for the Warriors. Preseason basketball for the Warriors.
On the defensive side, making a big hit.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. Something may have gone wrong, but we are back live here for anybody watching this right now.
3rd and 9. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. 49-0. Paly. We'd like to thank everyone in the crew, by the way, even though we're not done yet, and it could still be a decisive game. Cupertino still could be coming back. We want to thank everybody in the crew
I don't
for
know about
working
that
hard.
anymore.
Directors, everybody, the switchers, the replay, camera
Wait,
crew, and then
They might give us a countdown.
Cupertino under center in the pistol. It's going to be Zamora. Zamora is going to go. Zamora is going to keep running. Zamora.
Oh.
Zamora still running, flag on a play,
Oh.
and he ends up losing 2 after that. So in total, it'll be a gain of 2.
I think great job by Zamora to keep on going outside, but good job by the defensive ends for Paly to contain the edge and to force him to the sidelines.
And now we have a end of the quarter.
That will be the end of the third, but there may be a flag on the play, or there was a flag on the play. We'll see what that was.
Quickly making a switch of play-by-play and commentators, and as we can see, this game's over. What are literally the chances of Cupertino coming back right now?
I have to agree with Lev. I don't see anything happening.
I mean, it's sort of hard, obviously, to score 7 touchdowns in 12 minutes, which runs, but anything could happen. Paly really upbeat. They're all smiling. They're all laughing. They're all having fun. This is a blowout.
It's easier for them now.
Cupertino, they're sad. They're tired.
Yeah.
they want to go home.
This is
But
like-
it's not over yet.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, so
Only 75% done. Also an impressive day, I think Aaron Bryant, the free safety, he's played a nice defensive game, even though his team's getting crushed as the punt comes.
here's the punt. And it will. Oh, he got it.
Fee.
It's going well. Look at this.
Impressive catch by Paul
That was
Fee.
Paul Fee running there.
Zamora's punt. Picked up by Paul.
Way to be patient there and grab it instead of just stepping out and going because he gained an extra 15 yards there. So nice job by Paul Fee.
Yeah.
First and 10. And Paly's moving the chains. They got to do that. It's exactly what they need to do as they go to the huddle and they're going to take a play.
Paly at the 38-yard line, trying to add more points to the board, trying to be up 56 here.
They're already up 49. It's crazy. Don't know how this happens in situations like this, but it did.
Snap, Aiden Chang with the run, and he will get 8 yards.
And Kevin Colin now in at quarterback for the Vikes.
So we do have the backup here. Interesting, so obviously Mostafazadeh is not the backup anymore. He's moved on from the team, and now it is Kevin Colin, who's a junior, was a sophomore last year, started on JV, and he'll probably be the starting QB next year once Jackson Chris leaves.
Yeah, I would assume so.
This big Jameer Shepard, the reason that he is a junior, is he has another year.
Yeah.
Let's hand it off. There he goes, and this could be big. And he's down.
They're just having Colin hand it off to Chang. Why don't they get Colin to throw it? I mean, Colin's wearing a glove on his right hand, so
Interesting.
don't know how you can throw it.
Maybe that's his style, though.
That was Creighton Morganfeld.
Creighton Morganfeld has not had much action this year. Cool to see him get the run. Creighton Morganfeld, number 32. The safety is listed as a junior. There goes the snap. Dylan Duncan
Wow.
nearly gets there. Flag on the play,
Could
though.
be a personal foul.
All the
end.
juniors getting playing time, as you see Janacio Henley, Jameer Shepard, they're all on the bench. Jackson Chris are on the bench. Wes Walters on the bench. So they're all getting their bench time as all the players who don't play as much get the time on the field, which I think is cool.
And we're looking, we don't know what happened on the huddle. It looks like they're around the 10-yard line right now.
Personal foul against Palo Alto.
So personal foul on Paly will take them back a notch, maybe to around the, looks like the 20, it looks like.
On the Paly bench, not a good sign for Paly is Colin Griffin, one of their signed star free safeties, getting work on his head and neck. Maybe hopefully just stretching, but never good, obviously, when that's happening. Looks to be fine though.
There's the snap, run, and up.
There's two Giffins on the team, Kevin Giffin and Colin Giffin.
Big pile there. And it looks like Paly has the ball. And now I'm pretty sure it was Will Morang there.
Yeah, Will Morangi on the carry there, the junior.
Will Moraney with the carry there. Another junior who doesn't get as much playing time.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of different running backs get the ball in this drive.
49-0. Colin's still in.
There. And he's getting congested. And he'll get back down.
Colin with the handoff once again to Creighton Morganfield. He seems to be the steady running back in right now.
I believe that's our 5th running back we've seen carry the ball today.
Yeah, we've gotten plenty of action from different players that are not that starting place for Paly, but the more different they're taking from this 49 to nothing.
Let's try to name the 5 running backs. You know, I'm going to try to guess, Oliver. Let's see. Well, obviously, Aiden Chang, Dwayne Trahan, Wes Walters, Creighton
right here.
Morganfield,
And he goes down.
and Dylan Duncan and Will Moraney.
Yeah.
That was
That'd be the
Will
6.
Meringue right there,
I was
number 25.
Forgetting about Wes Walters, even after that big run.
It's first down,
We've
looks
seen
like.
4 on this drive alone.
The 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
The
Yep.
2 main steady running backs are normally Aiden Chang and then Wes, I guess. But Moraney, Duncan, Morganfield, and
Still believe that Aiden Chang has the play of the game. with
Trahan can all come
the
in.
80-yard rush. That's just out of this world.
Injury timeout once again for Cupertino. It's always sad to see, especially in a bullet like this, players go injured. Hopefully, they're all right.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were looking at the schedule. Paly has Fremont next week at Fremont, which will probably be a win. Then they have their homecoming/senior night at Los Gatos. Here at Los Gatos. Here versus Los Gatos, which we're calling, by the way. And that will be a really interesting game. But they should win it. And then they have Homestead. So Paly is really looking to go 9-1. So if Paly can go 9-1, that would be an unreal season, obviously, compared to last year
That'd be a big turnaround.
when they went 3-7. So Paly looking for the big turnaround.
So now Cupertino with the ball.
Looks like Will Meringue is still there in the backfield.
Cupertino has the ball.
And there's hit, and he's down. Looks around at the 15.
So Cupertino's going to get the ball here. It's going to be second down. Time running. We have 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in this game. 2nd and 7 according to the scoreboard. 2nd and 9 according to the PA announcer.
Zamora's really been the only one leading Cupertino today, and he needs to continue this over the course of the season.
I'm not even sure if Cupertino has been in Paly territory this whole game. I think they've been backed up a lot.
Yeah, they have
Zamora
not
takes a
really been
snap.
driving.
He's going back.
Maybe this could be the
There's a handoff, and he's down. Around a gain of probably nothing, actually.
I think Cupertino should strive for some minor victories this quarter and just try to get some points on the board.
That quarterback was Peyton Hicks, and excuse me.
At least a field goal is what Cupertino should try to get.
Yeah.
Get at least some kind of point.
4:55 left. 3rd and 7, Cupertino ball on their own 17. And if you're Paly right now, I would bring a huge corner blitz. Be gutsy, try stuff you haven't done before. Just do it so you can practice it well. You need it.
And it's
You know,
not Diego Zamora, it's Peyton Hicks lining up for quarterback.
even Cupertino bringing in their backups. You know, you don't want to get Zamora injured. He's your best quarterback in the school. So you don't want to get him injured for the next game in case it's more
You don't
competitive.
want to risk anything while you're down by 7 scores.
They know they're not going to win it.
Known in the backfield. Hicks takes snap. Steps back. He'll launch a big ball, and it is gnawed down.
Really, a PI called by Dylan Duncan, it looks like, or at least a flag called over there.
Yeah.
That looks pretty clean to me from our angle.
27 Dylan Duncan might have a problem here, as the flag was definitely thrown, as he may have called him for the little tug he may have put on the Cupertino receiver. Let's see the call.
I think, even though Cupertino's on offense right now, I think their defense has done a lot better of a job this half. You know, giving up 42 points in the first half compared to only 7 in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, so far 7. I mean, you never know if Paly could.
And the penalty was against the Vikings.
Yeah, and it's up to the 31.
So it's 1st and 10.
On the
A
31.
break for Cupertino.
Yeah, they needed that. And it would have been nice if they could catch the ball because they would get some yardage on that.
So it's 1st and 10. Time is running. Can
Only
Cupertino get some points?
3
Honestly,
minutes left in the game.
Cupertino, Peyton Hicks, he can play. Look for Aaron Bryant. He's their best wide receiver. A really good free safety also. Working on him is Dwayne Traham, I believe. Or sorry, Damian Richard Valencia.
Takes a snap. He'll step back.
In the bottom
he
of your
throws.
screen.
Oh, this is it. And he caught it. What a play.
By far the biggest gain Cupertino's had
DeMarcus
so far.
Osadin, and he'll be downed just across the 40.
DeMarcus Osadin with a big, big catch. He's a really good player on the rise. Good catch for him. Only a junior also.
You were mentioning Aaron Bryant. I think he's really been involved on the defensive end because I've seen him a lot just at his safety position, helping out on these deep bombs by Jackson Christ.
Time's still running. We're at about 2 minutes left.
This game is almost over as people are already leaving.
And you wonder why the fumbles are happening. Peyton Hicks is in about a 7-yard shotgun, 8-yard shotgun. I don't understand why it's such a deep shotgun. Never mind, he's in a pistol, but he fumbles.
Yeah, he fumbles. He has to throw back. There's Zamora. Zamora goes up, and he got killed there.
So Zamora, the quarterback, ran a running back. Well, they subbed him out so he doesn't get injured, but they're putting him in at running back?
Interesting play call there.
Peyton Hicks,
quarterback.
he dropped the
Selfless
ball.
move by Chris Oswald.
Peyton
don't
Hicks,
understand.
he dropped the ball and lateraled it back to Zamora, who ran. It's crazy. I mean, come up with those plays late in the game when you're losing 49-0.
I might as well give some play time to your maybe backup running backs.
A minute 20 left in the fourth.
No, but it's still Diego Zamora, their best player. So.
Second and 7.
Back, here's Hicks. Tosses it big, and it is, oh, wow. That was a nice
finally we're
stop.
seeing some spark from the Pioneers. I think maybe Hicks could have been a starter. We could have seen more because Hicks is throwing deep. He got that big completion to Marcus Osadin, who had the best completion of the day for the Pioneers.
Adam McKay made that beautiful hand up, and he blocked that out.
Yeah, with company from Genasio Henley.
What number was it that made the deflection on there?
It was 45.
Adam McKay. Another player that doesn't play as much. Great play by him.
Jumped up and smacked the ball out of the air.
20 seconds left and counting. Once again, I don't think Cupertino realizes they think it's an incomplete pass. Time stops. Time is running because it's such a blowout. So maybe they should get it moving with. We're at 10 seconds.
This game has come to a complete. And that should be the final play of the game and the game is over, guys. The final score of today's night is 49-0.
Our final score is obviously, as I just said, 49 for the Palo Alto Vikings and 0 for the Cupertino Pioneers. An absolute blowout right here. We want to thank our entire MC Sports student crew. Our next broadcast will be in about 2 weeks for the Los Gatos game. For my broadcast partners, Oliver Marburg and Lev Miller, I'm Casey Hornbeek. This has been a student sports production of Midpen Media Center, and our MVP of the night is
Jameer Shepard, I believe, with 2 touchdown catches.
Aiden Chang.
And also Aiden Chang with the 80-yard rush. I believe that's the best player.
Yeah, I think it's co-MVPs.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching and have a great night.